This is Cherry Point, SSA Marine's prospective $500 million shipping terminal site. At its capacity, there'll be 54 million tons of coal moving through Whatcom County every single year.
Yeah, my name is Bob Ferris, and I'm the Executive Director of Resources for Sustainable Communities here in Bellingham. And our goal in this campaign is to stop coal from being exported from Cherry Point. This terminal, the way it's described now, will have 400 to 480 ships coming in and out of there a year. In addition to more ships coming down from BC and everything, and at some point the system breaks.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a whole lot of say in it or not. Well, if they don't build this thing in Cherry Point, they'll just go further and take it to Vancouver, and ship it out from there.
It's interesting. I mean, I hear this thing that if we don't let those trains take a left turn at Cherry Point, that they're going to go through Bellingham. But if somebody comes there and says that it doesn't matter, whether Cherry Point is built or not, we're still going to get the same level of trains, that's a lie. And the British Columbia coal producers are saying, what the heck? Why are we giving our shipping capacity at a time when demand for our product is going up to U.S. companies?
There's got to be a way that we can create jobs that also support the planet. So it's like, I don't know that we're getting the truth. They come with their own slant, and they tell you what they want you to believe.
It's a case of us saying that we want jobs, but we want the right type of industrial activity here, stuff that doesn't, kill us.
Because of the need for jobs in Whatcom County, that'll probably skew the way some people, they'll be going for the jobs, even though it may be harmful environmentally.
Their documents are saying that by 2026 they're going to have 213 employees. At the midpoint there, they were talking about 89 employees. And when you call them on that and say, well, how come your permit says 213, at max half a generation from now, and you're saying 480, and they say, well, that's, people that are going to be working, associated with the project. The players there, SSA Marine is at the forefront here, but they're owned 49% by Goldman Sachs. And if you'd have to be comatose to not understand how much political pressure Goldman Sachs is putting out there to make money at this point. The coal companies are paying a really, really low price for coal in the Powder River Basin. They basically decertified the coal area so that they could sell it cheaply and reduce the environmental requirements. So these guys are paying anywhere from $2 to $14 a ton for this coal, which is really cheaper than dirt.
And definitely now more so than ever, we're heavily relying on other people for our resources and such things. We're going to benefit, we're going to have 200-300 more jobs, but how many people are going to be affected by the congestion and environmental effects that it's going to cause in the process?
When you look at the waterfront redevelopment here in Bellingham, the midpoint estimates there are from 5,000 to 6,000 jobs. There's a bigger question here, and you look at the protests on Wall Street at this point, the Keystone XL pipeline, this Cherry Point project, you look at lower SAT scores, and the fact that the U.S. is 59th in science and math education, you look at climate change, all these things, the root cause of all these things can be traced back to the issue of corporate influence on political policy.
I will do everything I can to stop this terminal from being built. But we shouldn't make the mistake of accepting bad jobs as a temporary solution. There's subsidies to the railroad company in their shipping practices. The port developers are looking for hundreds of millions of dollars in federal subsidies to build a facility so we can ship coal to China cheaper than China can supply itself with its own coal. So they can ship us more plastic crap to take away jobs from Americans who could build better stuff. Bill McKibben said that Bellingham has the privilege of being the point of the spear in the climate change debate. And he said, and I'm glad to say that Bellingham has the people to take that challenge and win that fight. We're an area that has a couple of times in the last 4 or 5 years been very close to being out of attainment with the Clean Air Act because of the diesel particulate exhaust that's put out by these trains and similar exhaust being put out by the up to 500 Cape-class ships per year that would be calling to haul this coal away. Intelco would close. It couldn't operate. So SSA wanted strong environmental consideration for the project in California, but here it's okay to have it out in the open because because for them in California it was their competitor, and here it's them. Follow the money and you'll understand a lot of the actions. Follow the money and you'll understand a lot of the actions.